Brand new Pokemon Pocket leaks have been found online only 2 days before the set is supposed to be fully released. We got several cards, including full arts, we got promos, we got a lot going on here. We're going to get into everything. Please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Let's go. We saw Chimchar in the trailer. We actually finally get a look at Infernape EX. Now, we didn't know it was going to actually be an EX, but it has been leaked here. As you can see, 170 HP is very high, a lot higher than I thought it'd be for Infernape. 140 damage, 2 energy. You do discard all energy, so the first thought is you can't really pair this with Moltres because you lose everything anyway. But no retreat is massive. Look down here, no retreat. 2 energy. I think this card is very, very, very good. You look at how Ninetales is used, right? That discards 1 energy, swings for 120 with Blaine. Just look how good that is in the non-EX tournaments. This is going to do a lot of damage, and a lot of grass decks are very popular right now. This could one-shot Executor EX. You know how bulky that thing is, and this just kills it straight away with the weakness. First supporter that we've seen other than Cynthia, Volkner. Choose one of your Electivire or Luxray. Attach 2 energy from your discard pile to that Pokemon. That's crazy. This is the consistency that people want. You can have 2 of these in a game. I know it's only on Electivire or Luxray, but electric deck, I think this could be very useful. Let me know what you think on that. But at least it's better than Brock, in my opinion. Because Brock, again, it's similar. It's 2 Pokemon. It's only 1 energy. First, look at another EX is Weavile. Now, this is a complete leak because I don't even think we saw Sneasel. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I don't think anyone was expecting Weavile EX. 1 energy, and it can swing up to 70 if your opponent has damage on it. Swinging for 70 with 1 energy, I think is very good for early doors. I don't think this is going to be good in late stages of games unless you're playing a Psychic deck when this will do heavy damage anyway. Well, this set is all about Gen 4, so it's no surprise to me at least that we have Gallade EX. Now, we're going to see Curlier into Gallade. Curlier is obviously that Psychic type card, but it's going to change into a fighting one. Energized Blade. This attack does 20 more damage for each energy attached to your Pokemon's active Pokemon. This obviously will be very useful against the high stacking Pokemon like Gyarados, and I'd like this card. I think this card's really cool. I'm a huge enjoyer of Gallade EX. I'll just point out again, we're seeing the HP on these cards be quite inflated. 170 for Gallade is quite high. Infernape is historically quite a fragile Pokemon in the Pokemon universe. Again, EX though, 170. Very good. We have new Porygon cards. We already have the other Porygon is better because you get to see what your next card is. I like the ability cards a lot. But we do have a new Porygon and Porygon 2, so you'll be able to evolve that other Porygon. And this is the card that could cause some trouble if you get it early online, right? It's 3 energy, so if you stage it up, 1 energy, 2, and then 3, it aligns perfectly if you manage to get lucky and get all the cards in a row. And when you go for your attack, you change your opponent's Pokemon's energy. Now, Dragonite is a deck that's notorious for not only taking a long time to get up ready, but it already has its issues with energy anyway. And then you can go and hurt that. I mean, this is just a straight up nerf to Dragonite, essentially. I will say it's one of those cards where I don't think it's as effective in the late stages. A lot of cards don't need to have all of the same type energy. And by that point in the later game, maybe they have all the energy they need anyway. But I think early on, if you get lucky and you get a curve of Porygon to Porygon Z, I think this could do a lot of damage. We saw the Lucario from the trailer. I'm a huge fan of it. It pluses 20 attack. For any fighting type in the active slot. This is now the Riolu, which is your standard 60 HP, 20 jam. I like the card, it's nice. I was worried that it was going to be like a Cubone situation where it just growl. I want to do damage with Riolu, so I'm happy with that. Another Eevee, we've had so many Eevee cards. Some people will like this more than the Continuous Step one. I like the fact Continuous Step can be used as a get out of jail card. There are games where I've lost or I've won because I've just got consecutive heads, and I like the fact that just a little Eevee can do that. This card will do consistent 10 damage, and you can do 30 with a coin toss, similar to Kangaskhan, but you're actually at least getting something out of it rather than potentially nothing. Personally, I just prefer the other Eevees, but let me know. Maybe you guys prefer this one. We saw this Chimchar in the trailer, but this one, though, is a promo. So we're going to eventually have a Chimchar promo in the game. Hopefully get more details about that soon. And look at this Piplup full art. How beautiful is this card, by the way? All the starters here, including Drifloon, Buneri. I love this full art. Beautiful. What's interesting, this seems to be the exact same from the sets we've just had. The same Magnemite and Magneton. Obviously, the artwork is different, but they work the exact same way. And I think it's because of Magnezone. Now, this card, maybe I'm overestimating how good this is. I think this card is ridiculous. Look at the synergy between Magnezone and Magneton. Oh, my life. You get an electric energy from your energy zone, attach it to this Pokemon. You can have this build in the back while you've got something else in the active spot. You evolve into Magnezone, and then suddenly you can swing for a multiple 110 damage every turn because you've built up so much for Magneton. Like, I love this. I absolutely love this card. I'm telling you now, this will get a lot of usage in the electric decks. I promise you that. This is way better than your Raichu that would discard everything in one go. 140 HP. And there are going to be ways to improve that as well. Honestly, this card's amazing. As you can see as well, we now have new Ralts and Curlier. And you can tell this one is specifically for Gallade. There's no psychic energy. It's all colorless. So this goes obviously really well with Gallade. I actually prefer this Curlier more as well. I like 1 energy for 20 damage. I'm a big fan of that. And Ralts now has basically the same attack as Magikarp. Now, the first Magikarp had 10 damage. For 1 energy, basically nothing because it's 30 HP. You don't want it attacking. And Ralts is similar. Ralts swung for 10 and it's like 60 HP. You don't want it out there. You want it to evolve first. And I like the fact you get to keep its energy. You don't have to use an X speed and you can swap it out while you build the Ralts in the back. I'm a huge fan of this, honestly. What a card this is. I know it's 50 HP and you have to be careful of that. This move is so good. But I think partially because the HP is low. But this is like a pseudo Moltres for water type. Already water types have so many ways to get water energy. The fact you can get so much from one, you can start building things in the back. This will go down pretty fast though. Like a Farfetch with a Giovanni will take this out in 1 hit. So, you have to think of things like that. Maybe you put a tool on it. We'll see tools later on in this video. And you can get its HP a little bit higher. I want to see what people cook up with this because I think this has some play, but the HP might just be a little bit low for it to get proper usage out of it, but I could be wrong. This card is essentially a Sabrina in a specific situation. Now, think about a fighting deck. You have Hitmonlee. Your opponent is building Gyarados in the back. Maybe they've got a Mewtwo in the back. Maybe that's their deck. But anyway, they're building something specifically they don't want out now. You can Hitmonlee, hit them for 30 on their bench, and then you can use Cyrus on your next turn, bring them in, do some more damage. Maybe you then have a Sabrina on top of that. I just love this. I think this card is really nice. You can synergize this in a lot of different ways. The problem with Sabrina is you couldn't choose specifically what Pokemon to bring out. Now, if you only hit 1 Pokemon on their bench, they have to bring in that. There's no choice about it. So this card will get a lot of usage, I'm telling you now. We now have as well an upgraded Arbok, essentially. Staraptor, it is 2 stages, 3 energy, 80 damage, and your opponent's Pokemon cannot retreat. So it's it's like Galvantula, it's like Arbok. My biggest critic of them, though, was their HP was low. And essentially, you trap them in, but you'd probably die the next turn anyway. This one, though, 140 HP. This is really difficult to kill. So I'm a huge fan of this. It's going to be annoying, especially with your Sabrina and your Cyrus as well. I mean, I think this card could be quite disgusting. You can put it in any deck because it's colorless. I like it. We'll see how it goes, but I think this if you thought Arbok was oppressive, I think this is going to be a lot more irritating. Probably my favorite card out of everything that we've seen so far. There's probably one more card I like more than this. But I just love the concept that Bidoof, a full-art Bidoof, which is beautiful, by the way. This thing can half your opponent's active HP. 60 HP Bidoof can chop down a Venusaur. Like, it can take nearly 100 health points from a Venusaur in one go. Like, it's kind of mad to think about the damage this thing can do. In those like clutch situations. Obviously, it will never actually knock a Pokemon out itself. It could tee up something for B-Barrel. We've not seen what B-Barrel will look like. I don't think it's been leaked yet. But I'm a huge fan of Super Fan. Again, this has a lot of play, especially if your opponent doesn't use potions. This can do a lot of damage for just a 60 HP Bidoof. We have Rotom. Now, I love this. If your opponent's active Pokemon has a Pokemon tool attached, this does 30 more damage. So we've already seen tools get spoken about across all this. We're going to see some tools later on, I think. And this is just like an anti-tool Pokemon. It's okay. I like the fact it's colorless, so you can kind of put it in a lot of different decks if you want to. I don't think it's amazing. Swinging for 50 can be nice. But yeah, it's okay. I don't think it'll. I think it'll be like a niche pick for this card. Drifloon, 10 damage, reduces 20. It's okay. HP is a bit low. We don't actually see Drifblim, so we'll have to wait for what Drifblim looks like. Cresselia EX. We saw the first Cresselia. This is the EX form, and whenever you attach a Psychic Energy from your Energy Zone, heal 20 damage from this Pokemon. I like this. It's essentially like a potion that you can just get. I like it, but I don't know. I feel like this game is already starting to see a power curve where you're swinging for so much damage anyway that 20 might not feel like a lot. Maybe you combine this with Gardevoir, you put 20 on the Cresselia, and then you put another 20. Well, you essentially get another 20 because Gardevoir puts it on the active slot, which again, I imagine would heal another 20, but I don't know. It's okay. We'll have to see. It's another promo card, as you can see. I just feel like it doesn't do a great deal now. If it had more HP, I think this could be quite useful. Darkrai, another dark Pokemon in the game. Now, Dark Void has a notorious past if you've ever played VGC. It's like a smaller Wigglytuff, essentially. 110 HP, 3 energy for a guaranteed sleep. It's okay. I don't think it has enough HP, personally. If your opponent just gets heads, you probably do lose. Like, I don't know. So many things swing for more than 110 in one go. We'll have to see. Promo Togepi. We saw Cynthia gives an extra 50 damage to Togekiss, so we're going to see how good that is. And this is Togepi. This is Togepi and Togetic. 1 energy. I like that. 40 damage. Not bad. 80 HP. I think it's a good middle stage card. And here we go. Togekiss. So it's no EX, but it's 140 HP. During your next turn, this Pokemon's Overdrive Smash does 60 plus damage. So this is 120 damage, which is crazy. And then you put on top of that a Cynthia. I mean, 2 energy for 1 set. I don't think there's a single card in the game that can do that. 2 energy for 170. Unless I'm missing a card. Like, even Marshadow on a Revenge Kills one is what? 100 with Giovanni, 110 with Lucario, 130 plus Gio. Like, 170 is mental. We finally get to see what the Garchomp line looks like as well. Gible was released in the trailer. Gabite, so unfortunately, it doesn't keep its colorless. That was like a talking point in the community. Water and Fighting for Gabite, 60 damage. It's okay. I think this is better than... You could argue it's better than Dragonair, because Dragonair needs 3 energy to start swinging. Interesting, though, Fighting, not Fire and Water, as used in previous Dragons. And Garchomp doesn't need any extra energy from Gabite. You must discard a card from your hand in order to use this ability. Once during your turn, you may draw a card. Some people may look at this Garchomp and think it's not very good. Every card they want to bring to a game they want to use. But unfortunately, there are some matchups where the cards you bring do nothing. You know, there are some games where Giovanni does nothing, where you don't need the extra 10 damage to knock out your opponent's Pokemon. There are some games where a Sabrina is not necessary because you want to knock out what's in front of you. The fact that you get to essentially get to a card that you want, in the back you're desperate to evolve another Pokemon, or you're desperate to get something else, you can really quickly cycle through your deck. I would use this very carefully. I wouldn't discard things for no reason. I would have to make sure that if I'm discarding it, I'm not going to use it for the rest of the game, or I'm not going to need it for the rest of the game. Or unless you're really desperate. I like this ability. I think this ability is very good, and some people might look at it and think it's not very good. I personally think this is great. Drudigon's best friend is Rocky Helmet. Now, I mean, this is stupid. I hate that they've done this, honestly. Drudigon's already irritating enough as it is when it hits you back for 20. Rocky Helmet on top of Drudigon, it's going to hit you for 40. I don't know what they've cooked putting this in the game. Every Drudigon you know will have this on it. Lumberry will be nice. You get to clear conditions. Again, I just think this makes Darkrai not very good because you can just put a Lumberry and then kill the Darkrai. I don't know. I feel like 110 HP is just not enough. And this is what I was on about earlier. The Giant Cape. This will be used in almost every deck. I promise you now. This Pokemon card. The Pokemon this card attached to gets plus 20. I love this. I absolutely love this. I think this makes Togekiss so insanely good. So many things hit for 150. Togekiss can now go above that with just one. You know, you put a Giant Cape on. Maybe you bring blue along with it. You guarantee that nothing can, like a Mewtwo can't one-shot you or anything like that. I love this. This will get so much usage, I tell you now. The Chimchar coin playset and sleeve we're going to get, which looks really nice. Synthio Spiritomb, I'm a huge fan of Spiritomb. And finally, we get, in February, a Darkrai playset. That is all for the leaks. Let me know what you guys think. What's your favourite card in this whole set? Like I said, I think Togekiss, is the best card that we've seen. That and Infernape. I think Infernape EX will have a lot of play. 2 energy with no retreat. You swing for 140. I absolutely love that. Has a high HP. I think the HP could have been a lot lower, to be honest. But that, and with Togekiss, with, again, swinging for 170 with Cynthia, you can give it a cape, making it 160 HP. We're going to see a lot of different decks being built. But yeah, I can't wait. We got 2 more days. I'm buzzing. I'm going to do a massive, massive pack opening. I might even do it for a stream. So yeah, be sure to watch. Thank you all for watching. See you again very soon.